I'm Charlotte, and this is Chatting with Charlotte, where I share conversations, life hacks, and inspirations to help you on your healing journey from childhood trauma. And today is a follow-up to my last video where I talked about dissociation and what it is and how to describe it to someone else. And today we're going to continue the discussion about dissociation with a life hack that dissociation, getting grounded. Now, I'm going to share with you over the next few minutes some tips on how to do that. So we're going to start with a list of tips to give you an overview of what I'm going to be talking about. Now, these come from the Baton Rouge Behavioral Hospital, and their website is scrolling across the screen right now. So the 6 tips are breathe, recite or sing, laugh, touch, think, and sit. So let's get started. So number 1 is breathe. When you feel yourself starting to dissociate, one of the things that you can do is take a deep breath. And keep doing that until you feel yourself coming back to the present. Because what each of these tips does is it connects you with another one of your senses so that you are not just drifting off into a dissociative episode, but it brings you back because it connects you back to one of your senses. So breathe is the first one. The second one is recite. And now what I mean by this is you recite a poem, recite a scripture, which is one of the things that was really helpful to me, or you sing a song. Now, what this does, again, is it engages a different part of your brain so that it brings you back to the present and keeps you from drifting into that dissociative state where you're not aware of your environment. So it is, again, bringing you back to the present, which is what grounding means. Okay, number 3 is laugh. Now, you may think, well, that's not really possible when I'm starting to dissociate, but you would be surprised because you can actually think of something funny. Think of something that made you laugh, because laughter really is something that will trigger certain chemicals in your brain and will bring you back to the present. So think of something funny that you heard, or read a joke or read a comic, something that will make you laugh, because that will also bring you back to the present. So number 4. So number 4 is touch. Now, for some of you, or for most of you probably, touch can be startling and frightening, but that's not the kind of touch I'm talking about. In this, I'm talking about triggering your physical sensations. So for me, one of the things that one of my therapists told me was to put a rubber band around my wrist. And whenever I felt that sensation that I was drifting off and was about to dissociate, to gently flip it, because just that sensation of that little pain would bring me back to the present. Now, I'm not talking about doing it enough to harm you. So if this is something you have a tendency to do, then probably that's not a good tool. But you can do other things, like you can take your shoes off and walk in the grass, or you can splash water on your face. Anything that arouses or triggers that physical response, which will again then bring you back to the present. And number 5 is think. Now, again, this is not necessarily, you don't sit and just think about everything that's happened, because that would then take you into the dissociative state. What I'm talking about here is simply maybe something that triggers your thinking process about something different than the memory. And some of the things you can do with that is play a simple memory game on your phone, or you can play a game on the computer, or you can read something that stretches your mind a little bit, something that triggers a different part of your brain than is getting triggered by the whatever triggered you into the dissociative episode. And finally, number 6 is sit. Now, what I mean by this is, again, not just sitting and mulling, because that's not going to be helpful, but if you have a pet, sit with that pet and allow them to comfort you. Or if you don't have a pet, then you can hug a stuffed animal or a doll or something like that that's soft, and that's what I did. I had one of my daughter's stuffed animals that I would use as my comfort. And I still do that on occasion. Even now, I have a big teddy bear that my sister-in-law gave me. And sometimes I just hug that because I feel need to have something to just sit with. So those are the 6 tips on how to get grounded. It was very short, very quick, but that is what is important for you to do to be able to get out of that dissociative state, or to keep you from actually going into that state. So I hope those were helpful to you. Now, if you want more information about these kinds of things and other things related to my story and to my healing process, you can visit my website, charlottethomason.com. If you'd like to see more of these videos and not to miss any of them, you can subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of the videos. And then finally, I wanted to share that right now you can order a signed copy of my memoir, and you'll receive a special gift. And this is only good until September 7th. And you can do that at charlottethomason.com. You can also get a copy of the book on Amazon. And the sign right now says it's 10% off, but that has changed. It is now only 7% off, and that may go away soon because it's set up by them. But you can get that at charlottethomason.com/Amazon. And you can also go there, and if you're a member of Kindle Unlimited, you can download it for free right now. So those are just a few things that you can do. Please join me again next time. And until then, have a great day. Thank you for joining me today.